to me now. What's your? What's your? Give it to me now. What's your fantasy?
Yes, last week we did a great one. It was a fun one. We began drafting wrestlers to make the Avengers.
Yeah, we did Team Cap.
And we're going to continue that this week. That's right. Did Team Cap. So this week, what team we doing?
Team Iron Man. Team Stark. Don't come at me. I added people that aren't on his team, but who cares? I win. Let's start off with your favorite MCU superhero. Let's start off with Spider-Man.
All right, let's do Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. He's likable.
I love your descriptions. I'm so
I didn't even start yet.
Because in that moment I realized, oh, wait a minute, this was going to happen. Yay!
I feel like I disappointed you last week. Last week I was like, meh about it, and I was like, all right, I'm going to be better. Spider-Man, likable, athletic, stands up for what's right, and he's just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And for that, I'm going to go Mustafa Ali.
Ooh, that's good.
I feel like he protects his neighborhood. He used to be a cop, and I feel like, you know, always standing up for what's right, friendly, approachable, like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think I focused just more on like the Spider-Man. I think the personality probably fits too, but definitely, I mean, this is probably easy. I went with Ricochet. Like Ricochet.
He's an easy one, yeah.
And like he is.
Yeah, any of those like super athletic, like crazy, any of the like the cruiserweight guys or the flippy dudes.
Could have been one, yeah.
Who? Yeah. Anybody that's like has a friendly demeanor and like super athletic could be him. You could put Cedric Alexander there.
Right, and on Twitter, Ricochet does claim to be a superhero, so
yeah, there's a good choice. I like it.
I thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Next up, we have Vision.
Okay.
Vision. This one was fun. He's one of those, look, I can do everything. Like, I was created specifically with this gemstone. I can do everything. I can pretty much do anything good or better than half this team. But unfortunately, I'm a secondary character. With that, I'm going Cesaro.
I knew you were going to pick Cesaro, and yeah, I picked Cesaro
You
too.
did?
I knew we were both going to pick Cesaro for Vision.
Because it's exactly what he is.
I knew 100%. I knew there was a chance when I picked Cesaro. I'm like, we might have picked the same one. But when you started describing Cesaro just now, I'm like, there's no doubt in my mind she's not picking Cesaro.
Cesaro's a kind of obvious one, but kind of not.
Right. No, 100%. But the way you described him, like, is absolutely perfect. It is Cesaro.
Yeah. Who we have next?
Why am I secondary? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Even though I can do everything better than all of you.
Everything.
Like everything. Yeah. Next up, I'm going to do Nick Fury. Nick Fury is charismatic. He could be the top superhero of the Avengers. However, he isn't. He's also the one that assembles the Avengers and pretty much is making his own brand. So with that, I'm going Titus O'Neil.
Ooh. That's a good one. There was a moment where, like, I knew you definitely weren't picking this guy because you don't like him.
I know who you're picking.
Just when you were just describing, I'm like, yo, she's describing, like, is she picking? Yeah, no, I'm going with the ultimate utility player, MVP.
MVP was on my list up till this morning. And I was, like, editing everything, and I was like, nope, I'm going Titus.
I had Titus on my list, but when I was thinking about it, and especially more now, probably because Titus is more off TV, where MVP is really starting to shine for me. But yeah, for me, MVP is Nick Fury. He's this grizzled vet.
Good.
He knows he could do it, but he'd rather guide others. Yeah.
It was kind of like I figured you were gonna pick MVP, so I wanted to go someone different.
Fair enough. That validates it for me too. Thank you.
But yeah, no, I had MVP till this morning. Next up.
If one day, like, came out to the ring wearing an eye patch just for the entrance, I'd mark out.
Right, of course. Next up, we have Black Widow. Black Widow, she's badass. She thinks straight. She's a loyal friend. Drip sex appeal. Trish Stratus.
Ooh, that's good.
Thanks.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, Trish Stratus is like the ultimate. Like,
I think you're gonna be mad at me. I always use her.
Becky Lynch.
I went with Becky Lynch.
So this is something super funny. So after I made my list, I kind of was like Googling if people did stuff, and everybody picked Becky Lynch for Black Widow.
Really?
Yep, she's a big one.
When I found Black Widow, I think I found the ones I found were weird. I think somebody told me Lana or I read Lana.
Nah, I had Becky. Everyone had Becky Lynch that I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. I knew you were gonna pick Becky Lynch.
I mean, it fits. No, It's funny. I was thinking
yeah.
it was either gonna be Becky or Lynch, or it was gonna be Lita, and I was trying to like figure, and I was like, no, I gotta go Becky.
It's not bad. I like it. It's fine. It makes sense. It's just you love her. Next up, we're gonna do.
She's rumored to be in that movie too. No.
Sure.
I mean, I read that she's gonna be in a Marvel movie, and everyone was like, "Well, look at the upcoming ones. Gotta be Black Widows."
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Next up, I am going to do War Machine. War Machine was very difficult for me. I was trying to maybe keep it with a sense of Iron Man and his friend and this, but then I thought, who's just a big powerhouse black man who's like a War Machine? And I'm going Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I went with Bobby Lashley.
You did too?
Yeah, 100%. It's so funny you said that, because when we were talking before we went on the air, you were telling me how War Machine was so tough, but you went with someone who looks like a machine. I was like, uh-oh.
It's okay if we have the same one. Yeah.
And I remember I told you it was somebody. I went with somebody that I had picked before, and I went with Bobby Lashley for Raphael. And with Raphael, I was like, I don't really know why. It just fits.
Because he looks like a turtle.
For me.
Oh.
For War Machine. Well, yeah, but maybe not really. But War Machine, like Bobby Lashley, just fits. Like it's him.
Yeah, it's him. Which is funny because if you actually think of War Machine, he's kind of the polar opposite.
Right.
But whatever. Next up, we have Black Panther. Black Panther, people look up to him. You know, he runs Wakanda. He's well respected. He's been around a long time. He knows the ins and outs of his people. Like I said, respected in his community. I went Kofi Kingston. I had to mess up.
I knew you were gonna say Kofi, and I did not know you were gonna say Coffee. That was a nice throwback.
Kofi.
I knew you were gonna pick Kofi for that. Like once when I picked Kofi for Falcon, and you did, and I was like, oh, she's definitely got Kofi as her Black Panther.
Yeah, he embodies him.
I mean, when it comes to like, you know, Kofi's definitely more of the Black Panther when it comes to that, the fact that he was the champion, he has made it. However, despite the fact that this guy has not really made it in WWE yet, I'm hopeful he can be. He's got all the tools. For me, Black Panther is Cedric Alexander.
I wish you... Are you on our sheet right now? Because as you're talking, I'm typing in Cedric Alexander because I knew you were going to pick him.
Wait, really? Before I started talking, you started typing it? Or like when I started saying it?
As soon as you mentioned Kofi and you started like doing stuff, I started typing in Cedric Alexander because I knew you were going to pick him.
That's hilarious.
Yep, and then you were like, oh, he hasn't really made it in WWE. I'm like, yep, he's picking Cedric. We really are best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends in all the land. Next up, we have the Hulk. The Hulk, I mean, intellect when it comes to the business, to knowing stuff, to being able to coach and help other people, but essentially the world's strongest man, I went Mark Henry.
I love Mark Henry. That's a great pick because he easily has both sides of it.
At first, I immediately picked him world's strongest man, but then I was like, yo, but he really does have the smarts of the business too, which kind of goes hand in hand with the Bruce Banner aspect.
Right. And I went with something similar. And also, especially since, like, in the last movie, we got to see, you know, Dr. Hulk. Mm-hmm. Where, you know, and obviously we're going with, like, the Bruce Banner turns into Hulk, but also we're keeping it in mind of what happens where, you know, even though he was the Hulk, he was still, you know, able to be soft-spoken, able to, you know, he can be your best friend, he can shake your hand, be so gentle, but then, of course, when he snaps, he, boom, becomes a monster. My guy has been referred to as possibly a future Mark Henry. I went with Keith Lee.
Good one. I had Big E. I started typing Big E. I was like, is he going Big E? But then you said gentle, and I was like,
No, Keith Lee can easily,
Keith Lee's
like,
a good one.
Joke with you, he can laugh, he
can
dance.
build computers. He builds
Did not
computers
know
from
that.
scratch.
But that
I told
makes this pick even better.
I told you he was my pick for robbing a bank because he knows how to hack computers.
Right, I didn't know he knew how to build computers.
Oh yeah,
Those are
he studied political science. He was a football player and studied political science, and he builds computers for fun.
Why didn't you pick Keith Lee? You know all this amazing stuff that I didn't know. I lucked into this great pick.
Because I wanted Mark Henry.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem obvious? I mean, not obvious. It doesn't seem opposite. Normally, I would pick Mark Henry, and you would.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna pick Mark Henry because he's Mark Henry, and you love Mark.
I thought I was gonna pick Mark Henry too, but I was like, honestly, Mark Henry to me is more of like he's more Hulk than Banner, while Lee's got them both.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, now we have the captain of this team, Iron Man.
I'm the captain now.
Iron Man, self-serving, comes from a wrestling background, like has this in his blood. His family did this. He's really smart. He kind of built his own success, even though he had the Stark name. He had his family name. He was kind of a B player before the Avengers, but now he is the A+ Avenger. Like, he's the main guy besides Captain America. So with that, I went Cody Rhodes.
I knew you were gonna pick Cody.
I'll wait till your pick, but I'll tell you who I was originally gonna pick.
Okay, I knew you were gonna pick Cody though. That's a great pick. Cody.
so.
I wanted to not go Cody. I almost chose Cody for a few different people last week and this week.
He fits a lot of criteria. It's nice.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think I have someone in mind for Cody. Maybe next week with our draft. But so for Iron Man, I went a guy. He's a playboy. He's born into success. He kind of started out as like a middling celebrity, but at the time he was able to party places. He was a celebrity, and then he had to work hard. He's got a rich wife, awesome wife. I went with the Miz.
Jesus Christ.
I went the Miz as my Iron Man.
Really? So the thing I looked up, everyone picked Miz as Hawkeye.
Really?
Yeah, which I thought interesting. And then one person picked Dolph Ziggler, and I'm like, that makes total sense.
No, for me, Miz is Iron Man because he needs all the tools. He has all the tools. Him on his own, just a reality guy, but all the tools that he possesses come together, and he makes the Miz. And who is my Captain America? Daniel Bryan.
Was Daniel Bryan your Captain America?
He was my Captain America,
Jesus
100%.
Christ. All right, fair enough.
So Daniel Bryan's my Cap, and Miz is my Iron Man.
I like it. And finally, the villain, Thanos. Thanos. He's the worst and the best of everything. You want to root for him, yet you want to boo him. He's believable in taking over the world by himself and giving you reasons why he's going to take over the world. Take over the wrestling business. Just takes over everything. So my Thanos is Brock Lesnar.
Okay, so I knew you were picking Brock.
Because Brock is the easiest fucking...
No, 100% Brock is Thanos.
So I originally had someone else, and then I was like, wait, Brock Lesnar is Thanos.
So you probably had who I'm about to pick, because I didn't want to pick Brock, even though Brock is Thanos.
Yeah, he's 100% Thanos.
I went more for, like the truth is, Brock could, destroy the world on his own, but in reality, this guy could really do it. He's got the power. He wants to shut this whole fucking shit down. He can. My Thanos is Vince McMahon.
All right. Actually, it's funny. Vince McMahon was my pick originally, and then I was like, no, it's not.
It's Brock.
Yeah.
Right. No, yeah, because Vince McMahon, all he's got to do is snap his fingers, you're gone. Snap his fingers, your career's over. Snap his fingers, people are erased from history. He's literally
Brock
Thanos,
Lesnar, bro.
How many people have been Thanos by Vince McMahon?
I don't know. I gotta go Brock Lesnar, man. Destroying shit.
Brock Lesnar can destroy you, but he can't erase you.
He could.
Vince McMahon has erased people from history.
It's pretty amazing. Speaking of making out, if you don't already, you can follow us on Facebook at Heel Marks, a wrestling podcast. We are on Instagram and Twitter at The Heel Marks. We are on iTunes, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast. Thank you for tuning in every week. We are on ProWrestlingTees.com. We have a new shirt out. Check it out. Buy our shit. We got puppies. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, guys, we're not just smart marks. We're heel marks.